Today we are going to talk about some new ships coming out with Norwegian Cruise Lines. We're thinking about Norwegian Extra because those of you that have been here with us and those of you who are new, we get to sail on that Vlogger Extravaganza cruise on Norwegian on the Breakaway as she sails on this Sunday the 29th out of New Orleans. So we're really excited about that. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some new things at Norwegian. Also, we've got some news about Celebrity. I've got updates on Princess cruise ships as well as some information that I'm hoping you will find helpful if you're trying to navigate your way about just some different princess things. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So much to talk about today. We're back here at headquarters and it's nice to be home again. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday. It's January 27th. And like I said, we're back here at headquarters for just a couple of days. On Friday, we are going to fly down to New Orleans and do some sightseeing on Saturday and get on the Norwegian Breakaway on Sunday. So we are very excited about seeing New Orleans. Haven't been there before, and we haven't been on the Norwegian Breakaway yet. So we're very excited. And just as a heads up, they are going the sail away time is at 4 p.m. Eastern out of, nope, you know what, it would be 4 p.m. Central because it's there in New Orleans on Sunday afternoon. And they are going to have, you know, your general, like they always do, your sail away party up on the top decks. But Gordon and I are going to try to balance showing you some of that as well as the amazing sail away, because you get to sail through the Mississippi Delta there out of New Orleans to go down to get to the Gulf of Mexico. And we are really excited. So we've done a little research. It says that is an 8-hour sail away as far as from when you leave New Orleans until you hit the Gulf of Mexico. They say you feel the ship shudder when she enters the Gulf there because of the difference in the water and everything. We are just really excited, but I am so excited to see that beautiful scenery. So we are going to share a lot of that with you as well. So I hope you can come with us. Now, the news over at Norwegian, and I think it's really good news when we think about it. This is just a really fun update. So as we all know, I think last year, the Norwegian Prima set sail, and she is the first in her class, and everyone who has sailed on her can only say good things. I have only heard good reports. I've even heard people say that have sailed on her that if they have children and they're going on a cruise, that would be the ship they would go on over a Royal Caribbean, like Wonder of the Seas. And so it's really interesting to me to see how when we get new ships, some preferences change and some new things become available, and then pretty soon everybody is thinking about that. But anyway, so the Norwegian Prima has been a big hit. The Norwegian Viva, who is going to be her sister ship, is going to sail out in August, and she is going to start her inaugural season there in the Mediterranean, and then she'll move over eventually to sailings here of the United States. Also, Oceania is going to get her first, and if you're not aware, so Norwegian owns Norwegian Cruise Line and also Oceania and Regent Seven Seas. So Oceania has not had a new ship in 10 years, and so in 2023 in April we get the brand new Norwegian Vista. It's part of their new Allura class, and it's going to have the capacity for 1,200 guests on board, and they expect for it to be a really big deal for them to have this new ship. So then in 2025 they will be receiving the sister ship to the Vista, and I also want to add that the Vista is also going to do her inaugural season there in the Mediterranean as well in Europe. And so it seems like demand for cruises in the Mediterranean is very strong because all of these new ships are starting their inaugural season in the Mediterranean. So finally, we've got the Seven Seas Grandeur, a brand new ship that is going to be coming out in 2023 as well, not until November, but she is also going to start her sailings in Europe, and then and by the way, this ship holds 750 guests, and then she'll sail over and start doing sailings to the Caribbean and the Panama Canal after she finishes her inaugural season there in Europe. So I just thought it would be fun to bring you up to date on what their new ships are going to be, so you can kind of start thinking. Gordon and I, are going on that river cruise. It's just 5 days long at the end of March, and I've been trying to find cruises that I could pick up if we can stay a little bit longer. And I think I've maybe found one on Azamara, which is so much more affordable than you would guess. So if that's what we choose, I will talk to you about it. But it's definitely worth taking a look at Oceania and Regent Seven Seas to see what they've got, see what their prices are, and see if they've got what you would enjoy on your cruise experience. Finally, the other thing I wanted to let you know, and I think this is such exciting news, that more cruise lines are returning to Asia. You might recall that Asia has had a bumpy start when it comes back to the cruising restart, and finally, Princess is going to be starting with the Diamond Princess this spring over in Japan. Well, the Norwegian Dawn is going to head over for the 2023 season. She is going to offer itineraries to India and the Middle East in December of 2023. And then the Norwegian Jewel is going to spend a whole bunch of time over there as well, sailing to Japan, the Far East, and Southeast Asia. So that's going to be the focus of the Norwegian Jewel. So this is just really exciting news, and I'm sure that the people who live in Asia are also excited, those who relied on tourism for their income, as well as to just get things going again and a little bit back to normal for them as well. So that's, I thought, some fun updates. Now, I received an email from one of our Let's Go family members, and it's one that I know actually really well. I got to be with her on a couple of ships, but she was saying that they had talked to some people that were on Celebrity during December and January, like it switched from the end of December over into January. And I know that Celebrity introduced the $9.95 charge for room service, and on top of the $9.95 you've got their 18% gratuity, so the 18% makes it $1.79, and so every time you order room service the charge is $11.74. Has anyone else noticed any other changes at Celebrity since January? Those of you that have sailed on her before, I have been looking for press releases about that, and I can't find any press releases about it, so I decided to ask all of you because you all are really well connected and you sail, and so let me know if you have noticed any other changes at Celebrity. Now, if you missed our my quick video yesterday, our Celebrity cruise, the group cruise that was going to go on October 1st of 2024 to Israel and Egypt, is now going to go on October 11th of 2024. It's just moved back to the very next sailing because, like I had said, 2 of the days that we were supposed to be in port there in Israel was during Rosh Hashanah, and so many places were going to be closed. Now, I know that Yom Kippur is on, like, we sail on October 11th, and I believe it's the 10th and 11th, but since we are sailing on that day, the next day is a sea day. By the time we get to Israel, from everything I can tell, it's going to be okay. So I wanted to let you know, and if you're interested in that, send me an email. My email addresses are down below this video. Now, big news about the Caribbean Princess, you guys. So, and I really appreciate one of you for letting me know this. Those people who are going to sail on January 27th on the Caribbean Princess say that they have received notification that they will have a delayed boarding time due to a comprehensive disinfection program, because there is currently, they've been having an elevated number of Norovirus cases on board. So I just love that the cruise lines try to do their best to keep us all safe. So they are going to be doing a whole big disinfection of the Caribbean Princess. And so if you are sailing on her on January 27th and for whatever reason you didn't receive that notification of a delayed boarding time, just be aware that when you go to the port, it might take longer than you expect in order to be able to board the Caribbean Princess. So those of you that are going to be sailing on her, please do let us know what it looks like and how that goes. The other thing that we've got an update on is the Diamond Princess. Our Let's Go family member Carrie is on her right now, and he let us know some updates, and I really appreciate it. The first really big news is they are missing the port of Loreto, L-O-R-E-T-O. I hope I said that right. And instead they are going to Mazatlan. Apparently they have had to miss Loreto due to high winds. And so he said he was disappointed in that, because he said that doing the snorkeling and scuba diving there in Loreto and La Paz really are the highlight of the cruise and the reason that he had booked it. But I love that he says he knows to just roll with the punches and enjoy getting to be there. The other updates that he had for us, he said first of all, embarkation day was a really big challenge. If you're not familiar, the Diamond Princess is sailing out of San Diego right now, and he said that when they got there that the line to check in and check your luggage was all the way down, and I looked at it on the map, and it is quite a ways down to the Star of India ship. And so all of these people were having to wait in order to check in their luggage. If they had carry-on luggage, which he did, they were able to bypass that line and get on the ship faster. But he said there were elite people waiting in line for 2 hours to check in their luggage to go on the Diamond Princess. Apparently some of the face scanners were down. The Customs, and Border Patrol have those face scanners that work with information on your passport. Apparently that was down for a while, and I don't know what any other glitch was, but that was not a very smooth embarkation of the Diamond Princess. And so those of you that have sailed on her other weeks, is this standard? Do they usually have a hard time with embarkation? Let us know how that goes. But if you're going to sail on the Diamond Princess, pack your patience and be ready in case you have a really long wait. Another thing that I thought was really interesting that he said you can tell being on the ship, of course, that it was built for the Asian market. He said they've got, a full sushi restaurant on board, as well as when you look at for example, the elevators, the signage is both in English as well as in, I don't know if it's in Chinese or Japanese, but it's got the other language with it there as well. Now, he said that they had huge lines, huge waits to get into the main dining rooms. He said that they have all been over an hour. So that can't be good. Apparently they've got 5, did he say there are 5 main dining rooms? Yep, 5 dining rooms on the ship, had well over an hour's wait. And so he went on the first formal night. He thought, well, I'll go over to the Sterling Steakhouse. He said that also took an hour to get seated there. Now, he said that the food was excellent at the Sterling Steakhouse, but he didn't care for the ambiance because it is at the end of the buffet area. They've just taken some of the seating that was initially part of the whole big buffet area seating and turned it into seating for the Sterling Steakhouse. And that makes perfect sense to me. When you go to a nice steakhouse, you expect, if you think of the Crown Grill, for example, it's a very nice steakhouse feeling, beautiful restaurant. But I can see how sitting just in an extended area of the buffet, that is not quite what you would be looking for. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I know Canaletto, when I was just on Holland, well, it's been since June, on Holland America's Koningsdam, Canaletto there was just kind of in an extended area of the buffet area, setting there as well, and I kind of didn't think that was quite as nice either. They had pretty red candle holders, light things on the tables, and they had done a lot to make it look different, but you felt like you were sitting in the buffet area. So yeah, tell me if that would bother you guys, if that would affect your experience or not. But anyway, he said that the food overall has been really good, and he has been enjoying the cruise on the Diamond Princess an awful lot. So thanks for that update. We've got another Let's Go family member who just got off of the Enchanted Princess. I really appreciate it that they said that they were very surprised at the quality of the food, the service, and the entertainment, and the overall general vibe of the cruise. They said that it was better than it was a year ago when they were on her. They said that they had the club class dining, that dining was excellent. The food was also good, if slightly variable, so there's probably not a whole lot of variation in what is offered on some days, but the food was very good, and that the quality of the offerings at the International Cafe had also improved over the year. And she said that the ship was also completely full, almost completely full, but they were able to order a drink at any of the bars on the ship, and there were plenty of staff. All of the crew were pleasant and welcoming, and that they had a very nice cruise on the Enchanted Princess. So I'm really glad to hear that things are looking up. I'm really wondering, we've got to figure out the rest of what we're doing this year, but our next Princess Cruise is not until October, and so I'm kind of wondering what differences we will see, since it's not going to be until October if we don't get on her any sooner. Now, the next thing I wanted to let you know, and I had just looked this up for someone, so I thought it would be useful to all of you. If you are someone who likes to take a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne on board with you when you board a Princess ship, I wanted to remind everyone that if you would like to do that, you are allowed to take one up to 750 ml bottle of wine or champagne per adult guest. And if you just drink that in your cabin, there is no corkage fee. If you're going to take it to the main dining room and enjoy it as part of your dinner there, then it's a $15 corkage fee. So I thought that might come in handy for you. And then finally, let's talk for just a minute. Yesterday I had asked about if there were shuttles into town, and so then I did, of course, more research and found out that if you are at the Mount McKinley Lodge there in Alaska on a Princess Cruise tour, they do run shuttles into Talkeetna, if I'm saying that correctly. I hope I am. And so if you want to do that, you can buy a ticket to take the shuttle into town. You just go down to the guest service desk and buy a ticket. The information I found said $10, but it's not been updated this year, so I don't know if it's more than that, but then you can take the shuttle into town. They say that the ride from the Mount McKinley Lodge into town is about an hour, and then there are restaurants and shopping things you can do there, and then an hour back. They will have posted times that the shuttles will go. I don't have an updated list of that, so I don't want to just tell you, but they were throughout the day and evening on the older list that I had. So I wanted to make you aware that that's an option. So if you want to go into town and have dinner there, that's a really good option. But so there you go. That's an option. They also have a lot of dining at each one of the Princess Lodges, a lot of different dining options. And someone was so kind yesterday to comment and say that when they were at the Denali Lodge, they had the very best steak they have had in their whole life. They said it was a good size and it cut like butter, and it was just excellent. And so I think that bodes really well for food there at the Princess Lodges. So if anyone else has anything else to share, let me know. And if any of you have any questions about Alaska cruise tours, things like that, put them down below and I'll get the answers for you, okay? And we will just talk about that. So I really appreciate you all being here with me. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button because we really do need you with us. And if you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that someone's enjoying the content that we're putting out, and hopefully it will offer it to more people. So I look forward to talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.